to the Web Show and a special clip featuring Geoff Booth. Over the years, he started out on the Gold Coast. He's a Gold Coast boy that worked at the Bulletin before going over to New York City and running the New York Post, and then back to Australia where he runs the Daily Telegraph and the Australian paper. He's just had a great career so far, and it's funny putting this clip together. It reminds me of the first trip. This is where it all started. All my kind of Web Show dreams. 2002, the first anniversary of September 11th, and I was over there with a home video camera. No real plans as to what to do, but everything kind of made sense since then. But here we are in the middle of New York, about to go up to the News Limited building. Way up high, Geoff Booth was waiting to meet me, the general manager of the New York Post at the time. So here's Geoff in the year 2002. Can I just ask about you as far as your ascension to a position like this? I mean, for an Australian boy, it's a pretty good gig.
Yeah, it is. Been here for a year, and look, I've had some pretty special opportunities over the last few years. Growing up on the Gold Coast and working at the Gold Coast Bulletin for over 20 years. No, not quite 20 years, and then a couple of years in Melbourne, all with News Limited, and then the opportunity a year ago to come and work over here. So yeah, I feel very privileged, I guess.
Wow, that's amazing. Was it something you always wanted to do, being in the newspapers, or no?
Not really. I mean, I finished school in 79 and thought I was going to be in for a long holiday, and I went for one job interview at the Gold Coast Bulletin and unfortunately got it.
Right.
I kind of was looking forward to some surfing. I really didn't want to go to university, have some just some time to chill out. Yeah. And I got the job and started there in January of 1980 and worked through most of the areas of the paper, and because it's a small paper, get the opportunity to do a lot. So did that and studied a bit, and here I am.
We were just saying before, I can't believe it, we went to the same school, which just blows me away.
A few years apart.
Yeah, a few years apart, yeah. Yeah, so that was a bit of a spin out. I had no idea that we went to the same school, which was PBC on the Gold Coast. But flashing to 2004, I was back in New York, this time invited up to Geoff's penthouse apartment in New York City. Look at the views, just unbelievable, waking up and seeing that all the time. I mean, New York City is one of the best cities in the world, and that has to be one of the best views in the world. So here's Geoff from 2002 to 2004. What do you do during your day, like a work day? What do you do?
It's all about the business side of the business. So everything except the editorial, so marketing, circulation, production, advertising. So yeah, it's a busy day. We get through all the newspapers that come out. The New York Times, the Daily News, our paper, go through and we compare ads and look at what the editorial, what stories have been covered and stuff. So how our production went from the night before, all the things that get the newspaper out every 24 hours.
Your favourite thing about the city now that you've been here for a while?
The fact that I don't own a car and everything that...
How do you get to work?
Subway.
Oh,
walk across town,
yeah.
5 minutes walk, jump on the subway, and the subway stop's actually right underneath the building, so it's just perfect.
Do you see people reading the New York Post every day?
Absolutely. I mean, it's part of the reason that I like to ride public transport is to see the change in the habits of people that ride the subway. So yeah, no, it's good. It is cool.
Have you ever had a chat with someone on the subway and said, what do you think of it, and ask some questions?
A couple of times, but more the guys that sell the newspaper on the subway platforms, the little newsstands. I always go up and say, how many papers have you sold today?
Wow.
Why are the people buying it? And
yeah.
Because the newspaper is so much about the front page, and that's what markets the newspaper. So the decision about what we put on the front page is really important. So it's kind of I do a little survey on the way to work and find out who's buying the paper and how well it's selling, and then get onto when you get onto the car and count how many people are reading the Post, how many are reading the Times, the Wall Street Journal and stuff. So yeah. It's a habit.
Now, how often do you look out these windows and just get blown away by where you've come from? I mean, the Gold Coast, and all of a sudden you're here.
5-6 times a day. And you wake up and look out the window. On your way out, and look out the window. I mean, it's amazing. I never thought that that this would be my life or our lives. And I'm really grateful. I do. I look out the window. And Central Park just over there,
yeah.
And to see that change through the seasons as well. I mean, 2 months ago, Central Park was grey. There were no leaves. There was just sticks. The trees were bare, and now it's it's beautiful and green. It's just it's fantastic. The city changes a lot, and you have to experience it. You got to you know, I'd never take it for granted, ever.
So there's a snippet there of the chat from 2004, and that's Nicole, Geoff's wife. She didn't really want to be on camera, there you go, but she is, and we get to meet the rest of the family, living it up in New York City.
And then down on the left, with the kiddos room.
Alright, and we have, who do we have here?
Chelsea on the upper deck.
Hello.
And Molly down there.
Hello. What are you watching?
Full House.
Ah, Full House, the Olsen twins. Look out.
And they really shouldn't have a television in their bed.
Yeah, that could be dangerous. So there you go, a quick tour of the pad, the penthouse in New York from 2004, and of course Geoff and I have stayed in touch many times over the years. I've been hassling him about ideas for ages, but flashing forward to April 2009 and we catch up at home on the Gold Coast. Boothy.
Hey, Togsy.
2009, how are you, mate?
Yeah, good. I'm really good.
What's been happening?
It's been a few years. Last time was New York, I think.
2004.
Yeah.
So give us the 5-year update. What's been happening since then?
2 more years in New York. We left New York in January of 2006. Came home via Tahiti. You know this story.
Remind me of it.
A mile south of Chaupu, I went on a surfing charter and hit the reef, remember, on the way home. Bandages head to toe, that was fun. Back in Sydney, living in Sydney, Bondi, really nice, and enjoying the Daily Telly.
Yeah, so tell us about that, because you're in charge of the Telly and also the Australian, right?
Yeah, it's Nationwide News is the company, and the division is the New South Wales part of News Limited, and yeah, publish the Australian around the country and the Daily Telegraph every day, and MX. And a bunch of other things, and yeah, life's pretty crazy. Full on at the moment.
Yeah, keep you pretty busy.
Yeah, and you know, business isn't that flash at the moment, as you know, and lots of changes. And
well, mate, let me ask you something, because we did catch up in 2002, which is quite funny, and since then, it's like 9 years ago, or something 8 years ago. How have you found your career looking back? Like looking at it from today, is it kind of weird? Everything you thought it would be?
It's strange, you know. I think about it sometimes, and it's not anything I ever set out to do. And I think I said that to you before. It's just stuff happens, and you know, you put your head down and do what you're tasked to do, and stuff, you know, things happen for you. And you know, the career's been fantastic, and you know, 30 years this year with News Limited. Believe that stuff. Yeah. And you know, I just, you know, it's been a great living for me. It's been a great lifestyle. You know, that provided you know, my family with great life opportunity and experience. It's good, you know.
All right, so being in charge of a paper, how is it every day waking up and you still get that passion for opening up the daily paper and realising that it means so much to people out there, the news?
Yeah, look, mate, it's a daily miracle, the fact that, you know, every 24 hours we're turning around papers with stories and advertising and, you know, the production element, and, you know, every day is the daily miracle, and that's the thing that keeps me getting up. I actually can't imagine a job where the life cycle's anything more than 24 hours, you know. It's just, you know, a monthly magazine would be a luxury.
I keep asking every couple of years about the dream and living it, so you're still passionate about it? Is it still a dream that you're doing, or if not, what are the plans now for you?
Look, you know, you build yourself into a lifestyle that, you know, that pays the bills and stuff, and with Chelsea and Molly at high school, you know, I just got to head down for a little while, and, you know, I'm not sure what the dream is. You know, 47 years old, and I still haven't figured out what I want to do. Or
didn't you just get smashed at the alley yesterday? That's got to be part of the dream, right? Taking off on your new shortboard?
Yeah, absolutely. I probably shouldn't say that because I was supposed to be at work, but no, look, you know, I enjoy surfing, and I enjoy my, you know, bike riding, and you know, there's plenty to life other than work, and yeah, still get up here to the Goldie and have fun with the olds, and yeah, it's good. Life's good.
So I'll catch you for another update in what, 2012 or something?
Yeah, let's not make it that long, but enjoy Paris, mate.
Thanks,
enjoy
mate.
Paris.
Thank you. Yeah, so Boothy mentioning Paris there, and I'm actually off to Paris next week. Cannot wait. It's going to be pretty crazy stories, I think, coming up from Paris. But there he is, Geoff Booth, the head of the Australian newspaper and the Daily Telegraph. And if I have my way after hassling him for so long, he might be my boss in some way. But thanks for checking out the clips.